What about now? All right, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right, so here's the deal. First of all, I think I have a feeling that I'm all buffering. So I'm gonna watch the playback real quick. Ah, it's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know what is going on. Just listen for a second. Don't look. Just listen. Man, I don't know what it is. This is gonna be unwatchable. Well, it already is unwatchable. Wow. I'm watching myself in the playback. What? Hello, everybody. I don't know. All right, so I'm just gonna speak for a second. I'm awesome at or maybe I'm terrible at lip syncing. That's what it is. I'm a terrible ventriloquist. So here I am. I don't know what the deal is, but my computer's been like lagging. I don't know if it's the internet. I turned it off because it was buffering, and then restarted it. Damn. Reminds me of the Godzilla movies. All right. First of all, I think I can fix this. Dude, that is terrible. Thank you all for showing up. It seems like I can never get to the point where I can make this routine ever, which is kind of part of the topic. So that's actually pretty right on point, spot on with everything. Golly, man, there is so much going on. Every Wednesday, or every third Wednesday, I try to go live, and there just seems to be always something. And today, there's a lot of somethings that have added up to where I am today. Uh, those of you who follow me on Instagram, is it fixing itself? Dude, it's terrible. All right, those who follow on Instagram, I fell up the stairs today, which is par for the course. I made a beautiful Red Baron pizza. Beautiful, the best. That sounds like Trump. The best pizza that you could ever make in the oven. I added mozzarella cheese, added extra cheese to it. I had YouTube all set up. I was gonna watch some videos. Actually, Motobomb, I was watching your live from this morning, watching the playback, and I got my pizza, and I was gonna set up, and I was working on something in the background for like live streams or future live streams, and I fell up the stairs. So dropped my pizza. Uh, dropped my pizza. My dog did pretty good. She didn't mess with it, but I got a picture of her on the outside. Let's see if I can show the camera. I would pull it up. So yeah. There's my pizza. There's me cleaning up said pizza, and here's my dog watching everything through the door. Dude, she was awesome. She did great. Man. So that was one thing. That's not really that big of a deal. Try to get some food at 7-Eleven. Sounds like great choices. Frozen Red Baron pizza, 7-Eleven. Got my Monster that I thought I needed, and maybe I do. Maybe that's what it was. There was a lack of Monster. I have not had any today. No Monster energy drink, so that's pretty good. So that's probably why everything's lagging. And what did somebody say, a kung fu movie? Damn. All right, let me look at the chat real quick. Man, this is so frustrating. I can fix it though. Is it better now? Probably not. God, it looks terrible. All right, so there's a way. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Fast forward here a little bit to when I was talking about I was gonna go over some OBS stuff, and everything's fixable. So jump ahead. But if I go to this is what I see on my end, minus the countdown timer. Should have been. Get rid of that. Okay. So this is what I see on my end. Go back to that. I can change so the lip syncing's off a little bit. So I can go in here and change it. Let me see this, because I can't, this will bug me. I can figure it out in like 30 seconds. Should be do. Oh, it's over here. That's not it. I've clicked the same menu multiple times. This button? Yeah. All right. So it's on a 50 millisecond delay. So I think I need to speed it up. Just see let's see what 0. See if I'm even. Maybe I just break even. All right, let's test this out. Okay. All right, how are we looking now? Hold on. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Man, that is terrible. All right, I'm gonna watch the playback real quick. Come on, hurry up. Pass me. Talking to myself now. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is it worse? It's worse. All right, so it's backwards. All right, let me. There's so much to talk about too. So much. All right, another 30 seconds. What was that? 50. This up. Gosh. All right, how about now? Let's see. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. One, two, three, 1 2 3. I don't know what it is. So it's not the audio, it's something else. I'm gonna leave it at 50. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at 50 and then walk away and have to figure this out on another day. I don't know why. It's my computer. It's not. It can't be my computer. It's the internet. I don't know what it is. I've done speed test. I've done since yesterday. I was trying to figure this out. Thought I had everything nailed down, but clearly I don't. So that's my life. So maybe we just forego the video and just use the audio. It becomes just a podcast. All right, let's catch up. So I spoke to Motobomb, Virginia, my neighbor, Lucky Aces, Ride of a Lifetime, Ben Gerard, Whisker 74, aka. I always say that. Okay. All right. So thank you all for joining this catastrophe. Spoke tonight. First time you showed up and all you hear is crickets. Yep. So all my lives, like there's always something that happens that transpires, and it's so annoying because I can plan everything. I can get the slides right. I can get whatever I need. I can get right on ahead of time, scheduled, pre-planned the whole thing as much as I normally do. And then there's always something, whether my microphone doesn't work, because I was even trying to get my microphone right. And then as soon as I was just going to tell you all that I was having audio trouble. And as soon as I hit the go live button, the microphone pops up. So I don't know if it's, I just assume that I always forget after every 3 weeks, Groundhog's Day, I always forget to just to go live and the microphone will pick up. I didn't have any of the audio settings as far as like decibel level, no reading, no feedback that it was actually working. So I hit live, and as soon as I did that, it popped up in the screen that it was working. So I didn't even have a category for it. It's a Samsung Q9U, and man, and I tell you what, Lucky, you're here. I got to hit this up before you leave because everybody should just leave. I should just start another time 3 weeks from now, and try to figure this out. But last proof of purchase, Lucky was here. And 3 weeks ago, when I went live last, he sent me this, and I was like, "Yeah, this is perfect. This is what went down." Let me download this. Okay, so he sent me this. He actually sent it during the stream, and I wish I would have seen it then, but it would have made more sense. But here it is. Yeah, that was perfect. I was stuck there. So if I get it to focus, I was stuck on that screen. So we just kept referring back to that one image was stuck. And then anytime I had a question where I wanted to ask some feedback from my past self, I just played that up. He was speechless, which is pretty much actually, if I went speechless for this video, for this live stream, it would be perfect. But it's not. Welcome to Wednesday, the third Wednesday. Uh, so welcome to the live. I'm not gonna restart it. We're gonna roll with it. So here we are. Thank you all again. I'm gonna pull up the chat. Thank you all again for spending some time hanging out. This is just something. Yeah, better late than lovely time notification. Yeah. So I try to do Motorbomb, Virginia. I try to do, and I say neighbor. Those of you who don't know, he's in I think he said Hampton. So Hampton Roads area. So a couple cities over. But I see your traffic and I'm like, yeah, or the construction, some of your videos. But I try to do at least 24 hours in advance. I was gonna say so I could be ready, but I just put the notification out there. It's funny. It reminds me of the old Godzilla movies. Exactly. I used to love watching those. Like every weekend when we were kids, my brother and I, we went to before Blockbuster was in a neighborhood. We had what was called Movie Time. I don't think it was a chain store or whatever, but we'd go up there and we'd be able to pick out a movie. So back when VHS tapes were a thing, right? I'm speaking to the right audience, I'm sure. But I always picked Godzilla movies, and my brother always picked King Kong. So we always had like, it'd be like my turn to pick this week, and it'd be his turn next week. So we'd always do that. And back when you had to rewind the tapes, right? Firefighter, the new Bruce Lee. Oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. I had it nailed. I went to 1-7-Eleven, and I thought, I mean, it was like I left the house at like 7:20, right? Went to 7-Eleven. Was gonna eat right and get monsters and get some some terrible dinner, but something quick and easy. Get a bag of chips, and then I was gonna be here. Everything was gonna be good, and it wasn't. I was even gonna put a light in the background, all kinds of stuff. The burgundy and gold, which looks more purple here, but whatever. Oh man. Anyway, so 7-Eleven didn't have anything, so I went to the next 7-Eleven. The guy was fighting with the lotto machine or the teller. It doesn't matter. The cashier and the guy were fighting over lottery tickets. And poor lady in front of me, she could have put it. There was like a lip she could have put it on, but she's carrying two cases of beer. She's got it like on her hip and stuff, and she'd been waiting there longer. I got there. I got to the end of the line. I just waited. I was waiting with a bag of chips and a hot dog. Two 7-Elevens. Yep. Thought I was gonna thought plenty of time. Yeah, plenty of time. Nope. All right. Yeah, Ride a Lifetime. What's up, man? I watched some of your playback too. You're building. I know you've done that a couple times as far as building on your channel. Some Legos and stuff. I say some Legos. That sounds silly, but some Back to the Future. Yeah, some collectibles. How about that? Bruce Lee. Yeah, Kung Fu Theater. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, Motobomb. So one of the things I keep saying I want to do. Man, I keep looking over and I see myself talking back, like behind, whatever. But I want to. I'll get into it real quick after this. I want to. I mentioned before, like I want to go live more often, but like just 30-minute timer. So I built through Premiere Pro, which I'm gonna talk to you in a second about that, or maybe in a couple minutes. But I built a 30-minute timer. So if I transition here to the best I will ever look. Third Wednesday, as I mentioned. But what I want to do is go live periodically for like 30 minutes, have a timer, And the cool thing about it is I built it so it goes down to obviously 0, triple zeros. It pauses for a second, then it turns red and it counts up. So it counts back up to 30 minutes. So it just reverses order. So the goal is to finish whatever I'm talking about, whatever I'm speaking about, hopefully in sync with my lips, and uh, then end it. Because I don't want to. I want this Wednesday. Which is, if anybody's watching, or I know you're new to the channel, but the every third Wednesday I have a 3-day break. I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from work. So that's why I end up doing this. So it'd be cool to do 30 minutes, kind of just like whatever I'm working on something. I might just come on, hang out. Whoever wants to join can join, have a discussion. But but try to be pretty mindful of that 30-minute window where I stop, I cut everything off. So that's the goal. But what's cool is with OBS is you can actually build it. You can build. Well, I'll explain that later. But if I go back to just chatting, I can add this timer here, switch it over. Now I've got that timer. And one thing I learned is there's just a wealth for. I know you're working on Premiere Pro, so we're kind of diving into that too. Any questions you have, if I can answer any questions, feel free, send them. But when I would transition to a different scene, that timer would reset and go back to 30. But what I found out you can do, you can actually use that scene. It's just real small and cropped. So which way am I at? Over here? Somewhere. I'm all delayed, so right there. I think. So you can take that as a scene and then just make it real small and crop it in the corner so it stays when you change your scene. Otherwise, it would just reset back to the 30-minute timer. So now if I go to here, oh, I actually blinded it. So terrible example. Anyway, it'll stay on it'll stay right where it is in as far as the countdown. So anyway, basically I just need to practice more. That's what I need to do. I need to practice more. Like you said, unlisted practice, whatever. Might just get on here one day and just shoot the breeze. Whoever comes, that's fine. But I'm just gonna work on some stuff in the background. And that would be one of those things. But the idea behind the 30-minute timer is just like just a quick pit stop. I don't know. I'm sure there's a cool branding thing I can make. All right, go back to this. Turn the timer off. Boom. All right. Power layer forward. Yo, what's up, TC? Yeah. Yeah, Lucky. That was hilarious. I wish I would have found it on stream, because when you sent it, and you may have told me to look, I didn't read it or something like that, but when I saw it, I started laughing. That's like, when people say laugh out loud? No, that was like real, like LOL. I was laughing. All right. So the other thing is, this is supposed to be such a man, I'm so irritated with this. So irritated. But anyway, everybody knows, boom, monster, right? Everybody knows. But unless, well, I actually didn't put it on Instagram. I was going to. Monster. I've only had 2 different ones. So I had the original one, the OG, full of sugar, the black and green one, and then I went to 0 sugar, found the white one, and I stuck with it. Creature habit. Order the same thing off the menu, pretty much. Within 3 things off any menu, really. But I had to try this because the thing just looked badass. Limited time only, so make it a big deal out of nothing. But look at this. Look at that thing. So apparently it's a limited time. So I'm gonna crack it open and you'll hear it before you see my reaction. Put it that way. Man, what a mess. There's every single time there's something going on, man. Every single time. So it doesn't really matter. Man, it's gonna be like an easy fix too, but that's later. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Mom should never heard of it. Yeah. TC. All right. Those of you who don't know, everybody knows probably, but if anybody sees this 10 years from now, TC from Tasmania, right? You're from Tasmania? I know Australia, but pretty sure. Old Tassie. So he tried a monster on his channel, and I might as well just gotta do it. I'll at least show the thumbnail. funny. So he tried actually the white monster too, and I don't know how I feel about this. There, and timer is off. Not that. All right, man. Do you have a short on it? Oh, here it is. I don't know how loud it is. If you're wearing ear, well, I don't know how copyrights work, but that was really funny. Like I even showed a couple people at work. That was really funny. So appreciate the shout out on that. I owe you $6. You said right because you didn't like it. But those of you who don't know I'm just speaking. I know everybody pretty much knows everybody here, but I'm just speaking for anybody that might check this out. The video, this one right here, obviously the Monster Energy drink. This was funny. Man, good stuff, man. Good stuff. But anyway, some other time. You just got a bad one. It's probably out of date. All right, man. Looking, yeah, pretty sharp looking stripe in it, something like that. Pretty sweet on the shadow. Oh yeah, yeah. There you go. If I know Jen mentioned before that she wrote, it was so awesome. It was funny and thoughtful and so awesome. She actually wrote the company because I joke about drinking Monster, and I'm not looking for a sponsorship, but she wrote the company and was explaining about a little bit about explaining on my behalf about like my issues, some of them. This is one of them too. My lips aren't. Maybe this is just how I talk. So I'll crack this open and we'll dive into it. So I think my buddy said it was like black cherry. So. Yeah, it's black cherry. I tell you, creature of habit. Nothing beats this one. I'm gonna finish it though. I'm gonna drink it. I'm not wasting $6. It's not $6 here. So here they're buy 3. I think you got a taller can though. I don't maybe, but it's buy 3 for like $6. Honestly, it's buy 2 get 1 at Kroger and 7-Eleven. Man, can't believe it. All right, let's dive in. So I'll show you how prepared I was. I might be freezing up. Am I freezing up? Desktop. I even made a folder. What? I tell you how serious I am. Oh, wrong folder. Live number 10. See? I know what I'm doing. This whole thing is just like going, oh, I don't know what it is. All right. Now move me over. Oops. Uh-oh. I did last time. This is not for later in the segment when I talk about BS. This is not oh, I just need more practice. Dang it. I deleted it. You know, sometimes maybe it's just not meant to be, you know? Maybe it's just one of those things. Just punt. Just punt. Well, what I can do in the meantime is move this over here and move OBS over here. Switch screens real quick. Let's just do, I don't know how I did that, but I deleted it. And we are, man, this is when I just shake my head off screen. And yeah, you kept the can as a souvenir. Nice, dude. That's what I was thinking. So, truth be told, I actually bought 2 of these to buy 2 get 1 free. So of course my free one was the white monster, and I'm gonna drink this one and save the other one. So I will have behind me is a barren wall and some clutter, but I plan on working on building that up between 3 different channels. Anyway, this is what I was going to talk about. I think from here on out, maybe I just make myself real small in the corner and nobody will know. But now what I got to do is build in the background. Golly, man. Man. All right, let's do this. Okay. Building it right now. Okay, look at that. That's the cool thing about OBS. Golly. All right, so man, we've had a lot of rain. It's been busy. It's been hopefully y'all able to get out there and ride and enjoy it, but or dare I say enjoy the ride. It's just with work. We just got in the middle. Just got done. Anytime I come on, I go live for this extended period of time. It's going to be my, as I said, my 3-day break. Well, before that 3-day break, we work. Those of you might know, but we work Tuesday in the fire department. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. 24 hours is what it is. So 4 out of 7 days, and it's sometimes it can get kind of rough. What's up, buddy? Show her a little bit. Come here. So it can get kind of rough. Good. Thanks for not eating my pizza on the stairs pizza. It gets kind of hectic, and I wasn't able to ride to work. We swing to other stations, so it wasn't in the cards. Then having the chance to have a couple of days off. It's been raining. Excuse me. The goal is tomorrow actually to get out there, which would be awesome, and that'll come up to play. And when I talk about sneak peek for Thursday towards the end. So I'm going to dive into it because I feel like I've rambled. Well, that's what I do. And that's actually one of the comments too. So hopefully y'all been able to ride, enjoy the weather and the scenic views, whatever. I would fight traffic. I would sit in traffic right now if I had a chance, just because it's been honestly, it's probably been at least 5 days. I think one of the days I was off last week, I rode, but it wasn't anywhere. Just kind of doing an errand or two. So hopefully you'll all been able to do it. Motobomb, I think you were mentioning in your live that you just rode for like 400 miles. Still here. It's definitely black cherry. Ooh. Come here. And get her, like, build her a ramp. Like, hang out. All right, growth with hate. So here's the deal. My channel, like anybody's channel, anybody that has a YouTube channel, a lot of y'all have one that are here right now or watching in playback, I would imagine. Anytime that you put yourself out there, okay? I'm diving into it. You put yourself out there, and whether it's your thoughts, opinions, your motorcycle, in this case, the videos that we have here, your live streams is probably good. That's a good one, and then just anything else and anything else in between that even can be down to the race or religion or anything like that. You're gonna ruffle feathers, and the problem is there. It's funny. I was thinking about, like, you talk about keyboard warriors, alphabet people. I was already taken, so I can't call them that. But the keyboard warriors, I've had fun with them in the past, and you're gonna get that. The more attention that you draw from people online, the more a chance that you put yourself out there, like I said, or that you grow in this community, any community, or just YouTube in general, especially if you do YouTube Shorts or them off. So you're gonna draw some what do they call them, bottom feeders and all that other stuff. You name it. And they say that there's a quote in there, and I'm awesome at quotes, as everybody, if anybody watches these videos, they see some of my quotes, my infamous diabolical quotes. But they they're gonna pop out, and you have to understand that this comes with the territory. You gotta have thick skin. Anytime you put yourself out there, you're gonna have to have thick skin. Okay, people don't like their appearance, people don't like their voice, people don't like this, that, whatever, this, that, and the other. But the fact that you're out here and you're creating, I made a video on that you're creating essentially your own autobiography, right? Makes sense. And I think, or a time capsule, as I mentioned, and I think that's so YouTube is so fascinating in that aspect. Here we have Google, where you got to pay for like Gmail, whatever it is, like 30 cents, 60 cents a day, a month, not a day, a month to outside of the year, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember what it is, but for 100 gigabytes of cloud storage. Yet when I upload a video, it's like 6 gigs, right? So 126 videos later, uh, YouTube live streams, when I was doing shorts, all these other things, like the cloud is infinite. So you're able to store, and I don't mean just public. I mean private, unlisted, whatever you want to do, like what I should be doing with my live streams. Man. So I think that part is fascinating. But as I said, if you're going public, you're going to meet some of the bottom feeders, and that's fine. So I think it's still to this day, there's like 2 comments that I just didn't even know what to say because I didn't understand them. And even then, maybe I even tried to like play it off or something like that, and have some sort of conversation, some sort of dialogue. But there's 2 comments on the video that I had. They don't know me. I don't know them. One thing about YouTube is it shows if that person's commented before. It shows a history. I think of the last 3. I don't think it shows all the comments. Maybe it does, but so you'll know if you've run into this person before. Whatever. 10 videos ago for me is like 10 weeks at least, for the most part. So I had 2 comments, and it was on the video, which I'll discuss in a little bit, about like basically like hotheads in traffic, people with road rage. You got to watch yourself on a motorcycle. We'll get into that in a little bit. So I talk about growth with hate. The more you grow, the more hate you're going to get. The more positivity you should encounter too, but that is what it is. It comes with the territory. So going to this one. Yeah, look at that. See, I was set. I worked on this last night. Where we at right here? See this right here? I put the logo, the new logo, which I got to change my intro. It's the old logo, but I put the old logo was over here. Now it's over here. I put the transparency, so it looks like it's actually painted on the brick. Anyway. Anyway. What do we got here before I get into these 2 comments? Moto Alley, what's up, buddy? I'm lip syncing. It's a kung fu movie. Rascal. Yeah, buddy, what's up? He's my what do you say, my brother from another mother? Yep, the Rambler with me. Yeah, that man, I watched your playback too. Been watching. I stayed up this morning. I stayed up till 5, 6 in the morning. Val and I went for 2 walks. One at like midnight, one at like 4 in the morning or something. So yeah, my schedule's all off. But that's what I do. It's no big deal. Yeah, okay. So I'll come back. I'll come back to that. I just want to finish this part. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I finish the segment and then I come back. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Clearly, but my lips aren't working. Moto Alley, if you're still here. Rascal, if you're still here. Boom. Limited edition. No big deal. Not that good. I got this stuff. Matter of fact, I gotta chase it. Messed up. I messed up. I'm wrong. Okay. So negative comments. So this was I don't know what to call them. I think like I said, you can't call them alphabet people. You gotta call them alphabet warriors. That's what I'm gonna call them right now. So these two, they don't. And what I mean by that is typically any like negative comment. And I'm oh man, oh, get into it in a second. I'm all for. Well, I'm getting into it now. I'm all for if you disagree with me. And the last video, I actually started talking about this. And the only way you're going to be, to me, this I feel like the only way you're going to grow as a person, or at least a significant way to be able to grow. Because if you're set in your ways, then how do you grow, right? Through experiences or whatever, failures in life or whatever. I get that. But I'm talking like hearing the opposition of who you are. I surround myself with people that are positive in their life because I don't want to be around a bunch of I don't want to be around a bunch of negative people. It drags you down, blah blah blah. We all know that. If you stay that way, that's great for your surrounding, your friends. But when it comes down to it, politics, when it comes down to it, I want to hear both sides of the story, right? I want to hear, or they say there's three sides, right? Yours, theirs, and the truth, or whatever. But I want to hear the opposition because if you don't hear that and you don't hear the justification as to why, then you'll be set in your ways. Maybe they will change your mindset, or maybe you didn't think about it that way because you obviously have thought about it or were raised this way, or it's your environment. So I'm all for not negativity, but how you go about it is the deciding factor. And these people weren't terrible, but it is what it is. So I call them the alphabet warriors because typically when somebody leaves a negative comment, and y'all might be on a to what am I trying to say? Y'all might be able to have witnessed this before or whatever. I can't think of it, but the one guy mentions I was talking about the video, but I was talking about the video of road rage, right? And he says he reads another. I gotta see it. I can't read it. Oh, I can read it over here. Another I could die in quote to rider, but continues to ride knowing how people are. If you feel unsafe, sell the bike, right? Otherwise, keep it to yourself. People are a-holes. Otherwise, are always and always have been and always will be, which is true. But that video was nothing about that. The videos I make are nothing of the nature of like when people like they see an erratic driver and they got to get close to it just to like, oh, he almost hit me, or like exaggerate the truth, right? Or exaggerate, the not the truth, change it, stretch the truth or whatever. So I just mentioned that as a topic for discussion. Thank you for adding to it. Stay safe. That's how I always handle. I mean, they're sarcastic. I never really like bark back or clap back, as I say. But I always like. I just want to. I had one conversation with one person, and it went like 8, like 4. His comment, my comment, his comment, my comment, his comment, my comment, and then we like. I don't know if he subscribed to me, but there's a chance that he did, and I don't need like subscribers just as like a vanity metric and all that stuff. Black cherry coming up. That might be 7-Eleven. I don't know, or that pizza from this morning. Oh man, I'll be all right. Everything's fine. So messed up. I'm just different. As I sip 2 monsters. So, I he had, it's probably the first video he saw, and that's fine. I'm all for it, like the opposition, but it was just kind of funny. Clearly, I could have gone and said, "You don't know me," blah blah blah, whatever. Da, da, da. There's no point on that. Don't feed into it. All right, let me pull the chat up before I read the next one. "30 degrees and sunshine." Oh, but you're Celsius there, Moto Alley. Unless you already converted it. I know you should be good for now. The weather, yeah. So Ben is in Australia along with TC, so their weather is improving as ours is going to start deteriorating. Rascal says hello. Everybody, hello. Yep. Motovlog, yeah, yeah, and that's another thing. Man, it's just it is. Yes, there's so many conversations I want to have. I'll try to stick to the stay on course, I should say. YouTube is a video. Rascal states YouTube is a video diary, something for my kids. Yep, to look at after I'm gone. Well, that's a long, long time, but that's what I mentioned. I totally agree with you because we live with technology today. We live where we can actually see and hear, you know, your great great grandfather. I mean, it's insane that the technology that we have, and especially because it's not physically safe, like how we go to we go to burning buildings, and the elderly community, or you know, if you figure just in general, like grandma and grandpa's house burns up, they just want their pictures, and not just grandma and grandpa. I'm just saying in general. It's amazing when you can do, we call it, after the fire's out or under control, and you're hitting hot spots, they call it salvage and overhaul. So what you're doing essentially is you're salvaging what can be salvaged, and you're overhauling the debris. So when we're pulling ceilings, checking for extension of fire above, and we're pulling ceilings to try to find what they call clean wood, there, all that drywall of the ceiling fan, all that other stuff, it's on the ground. We don't leave. Fire department doesn't, and most fire departments, I would assume they're the same way. They don't leave the debris like on the floor. Short of it being an investigation with the fire marshal, for example, we clear out the debris, or work. We coincide our task with them as they're investigating. We're pulling some stuff away, whatever, recreating where electrical like lamps and circuit protectors were and everything like that. But after they're done with it, they take their pictures. We start removing some of the debris. But the salvage portion of it, when we're able to save like a photo album, you know, especially people that are like kind of old school technology wise. I was joking with my dad, you know, he just he's been writing checks and carries cash like all the time, and and I mentioned something about that, but apparently he says he just does checks for for taxes now, and even though you can pay online, do electronic filing and stuff like that. So he's almost done with checks. So I thought it was pretty funny, but it's just an old school mentality. So YouTube, this right here, this diabolical scheme I have where I was gonna go live and everything was gonna be flawless, and it clearly didn't work. I'm still in that Kung Fu Godzilla movie, as y'all say. There's always something. I should just rename to whatever mess up it was. But my lip syncing is off. I'm gonna dub it. Actually, technically, if I just took this video and then separated the audio to it and re-uploaded it, it would be like spot on. If I just had it delay, I don't know if I've gone both ways, so I'm not really sure which way. That sounds terrible. I've gone both ways of the audio, so I don't know if it's behind me. I'm not gonna look at it again. It is what it is. It's just off. So maybe I'm just gonna be this size, so it's not as jarring, because this would be frustrating to watch. Sorry, I apologize. All right, so yeah, so vlog, it's like a video journal. So you have this now that people don't have the physical copy of their pictures or their videos, the home videos, their whatever, the electronic files, but the fact that it's on YouTube, and like I said before, even if it's just unlisted, you can share the link to family, loved ones, and there you go, free cloud. Whiskers, 6 gigabytes for a video. My last was 154 gigabytes. Yes, Ben, I watched yours too. Whisker 74. Ben Gerard, I watched your video. It's just fun to have your video up there, and I'm always gonna say, y'all know who he is by now. Just even everybody here, I'm sure. But I always will in my lives reference to anybody that would potentially watch this. Nobody watches, but potentially watches this after in the playback. Other than Moto Alley, I got you, man. Only because he's got to work. He's got to make that money. But Ben, actually, another Australian. Yep, that's my midnight uploads. I've collected my Australian friends when I would upload at midnight. Oh, such a good chaser. And I chase that with water. Or Diet Dr. Pepper. It should be. So Ben actually has like, he had a 2-hour video, I think, or hour and a half. And it was a dude, that was crazy. But you have it where you can do a 360, and you can actually go any direction for the camera. You can actually control it, which is really cool. The only one that does that I know of. So it's really cool. 22 hour, was it 22 hour export or upload? One or the other. Yeesh. All right, I'm at the point where Lucky Aces. Politics and religion are a no-go in my opinion. Yeah, but every time I mention Harley Davidson, some people lose their mind. I don't even say anything negative. Yeah, I don't. I don't think I'm not opposed to talking about it because the way I treat this is it's it's my channel, but I don't. It just doesn't typically come up or anything like that. I'm Christian. I'm a Republican, registered Republican. Like, but that doesn't mean I can't listen to the opposition. And give if I can give my if people want to give their opinion and I can give my opinion and we agree to disagree, whatever. Where did we fail in society? Nice motovlog channel, right? Where did we fail in society that we can't have conversations like this? And I know reasons for it, and that's a whole different topic. But social media was the demise. That's what I think. Yeah, but didn't talk about Harley Davidsons. Oh yeah. I'm gonna probably. I got an. Well, I'll wait. Till I get to that point. Okay, TC talking about. So we're talking about uploads. Yeah, 4K, 1 to 2 gigabytes per minute of footage. Yeah. Oh, name calling. No. So I just don't. I don't care what people ride. I don't care. Nobody. I don't think anybody here does. I venture to say nobody does. TC Harley Davidson guy, right? Watching a channel that the guy rides a Honda Shadow, which is like you think of like entry level, like Honda, or we'll just go Honda. Harley Davidson, Harley Davidson, but you go Honda, and you go like a Rebel 250. That was like the bulletproof starter bike from 1980 mid 80s till 20 what did 2015 or something like that. I can't remember when they changed it from a 250 to a 300 and a 500. So then the Rebel 500. The guy was here earlier, ride of a lifetime. He rides a Rebel 1100. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it was I don't know if he upgraded it, bought it, because now they have the 1100s. I don't know if he bought 1100 or he upgraded it too. I'm not sure, but either way. So you look at like entry level bike, the 250, the 500, and then I got a 750. I got a I'm gonna call it Honda Davidson, a Honda Shadow 750 Phantom Edition, and I love it. It's two wheels, right? It's the same wind. It's the same. I got a rumble. I won't say the same rumble. I don't want to offend anybody. No, it's got the rumble that I enjoy listening to. It's got the feeling of riding on a motorcycle, the throttle, the brake, the turn, the leaning, all the other stuff. It's a motorcycle. They're all motorcycles, and they all have advantages. They all have pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages. So I've never understood you when people do that, and not all of them are the same. Lucky you got a much bigger channel. You're gonna see. You could probably relate. That's the word I was looking for. Relate. It's such a small word, but you can relate to what I was saying as far as I'm sure, especially your shorts, because it goes to a broader audience in the land of YouTube, and you're getting, I'm sure, some hate between the three motorcycles that you have. Some people love it. Some people just pass by, and then some people got to leave a snarky comment or whatever. But it is what it is. They're entitled to it. Feeds the algorithm. Excuse me. Hopefully it doesn't pick up. Man, it wasn't even a hot dog. It was a spicy bite from 7-Eleven. The last spicy bite, so that thing's been sitting there for a while. But it was not the runt of the litter. That's funny, yeah. But it feeds the algorithm, as Restless Mule and I joke about. Feed the algorithm. So even every comment, and then you reply to it. Yeah. Oh yeah, so good. The Milli Vanilli of the motovlog world. I have one hit. I had one hit. Lip syncing. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Motor Alley. If you're here, you popping in and out. Yeah, switching it up. So the beginning was it was a, if you're still here, it was it's a limited edition black cherry. So I had to try it. It's only the third monster I tried. It's okay, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right, one of those deals. I like how this is my this is my chat that I'm reading. Drink Gatorade. That'll impress you. Yeah. Water and Gatorade. Two monsters and go at once. Oh, Motor Alley sent me something. This is pretty funny. I'm gonna pull it up. It's actually easier just to pull it up on my phone, I think, than to show it. This might be. This is a modification I might need. That's awesome. Right on the fuel, or the fuel. Right in the oil filter. Hey, that might happen. I got to measure it out. I got to see what's up. That's actually pretty funny. He said, and then the caption reads, "Gaining at least 10 horsepower," which I think every tattoo gets you 10% stronger. So yeah, why wouldn't it gain some horsepower? Okay, back to it. That was funny. Did that last night actually. I had some water. Yeah, I drank water last night. Come on. Yeah, no profile photo. That's exactly it. So go to the second one. What's the second one read? How's it read? Talking to the internet, talking to the camera, totally focused. I'm more highly skilled though because I'm a firefighter and I'm a content creator. Hate that word. Blech. Content creator and YouTuber. I hate it. But since his name was Joe the Wild, or Joe Wild West, I just said Joe, you're wild. Leave it at that. So have fun with it. I like to have fun. I like to be sarcastic a little bit, and you know, kind of leave it at that. None of them replied. None of them. I mean, they didn't even like my comment, my reply to them. But that's fine because it's like one of those things like type and then they go to the next thing or whatever. But I just never. I've never like I can't recall ever leaving like a negative comment, or not for sure not a negative comment, but like a comment even the opposition, because opposing someone's thought is one thing if I'm having a conversation with them, or just disagreeing, not really opposing their thought, because that's not the correct phrase, because I'm all about, you know, somebody wants to be or somebody's critical thinking, I'm not gonna poo-poo on that, but I might say why I disagree with him, and then we can have a discussion. And well, that's different. I was gonna have another discussion, but I don't want to go too far off topic. The thing with this is, it's like people don't have people, and these aren't bad. Trust me, these aren't bad. Some comments I read on other, because I like watching videos and then kind of reading the comments and stuff like that, seeing what people think about it. Especially if it's just like a, you know, hot topic or something, you know, where you're gonna see if people agree or disagree, whether it was the creator that did it, the person's YouTube channel or Instagram reel or something like that, but kind of see what people think, what they're thinking. If they're thinking like I'm thinking, and I don't really write a lot of comments and stuff like that on, especially on Instagram. I don't really write anything, but unless I know the person. When I say like social media was like the downfall, it's because people have conversations. It used to be, you know, you called that person on the phone, you talk to them in person, you call the person on the phone. Now nobody wants to talk on the phone. Nobody wants to leave voicemails even. It's either email or text. You know, if it's work related, it's emails galore. But people don't see the consequences of what they're saying. And once again, these are not bad at all. I brought it up for a topic of discussion. You're going to get negative comments if you're going to grow at all. If I stay stagnant at one subscriber, and my videos didn't go anywhere, it was 1 view per week or something like that, then yeah, you're probably not going to get any negative comments. But when it comes down to it, people don't see what they say online or text messages or whatever, and more so online, that people don't know the person's, what I'm getting at. They don't see that person's face or their thought process of like, well, you know, I'm not that guy that they think. And there's a stereotype of people that ride motorcycles and put it online because they want these content creators. Because if you wanted to be big on, I talked about last video, the person that's the woman with her push-up bra, whatever, cleavage all hanging out, that's riding R1 or something like that, TBR, flying down the road, twice the speed limit at least. They're gonna get the views, they're gonna get the likes, they're gonna get the shares, all that other stuff. And as a stereotype, I don't have a push-up bra necessarily, but as a stereotype, if I wanted to be I'd be crying like everybody's trying to, like, oh, you see that car pull out in front of me, even though it didn't pull out in front of me, or how I had to get close to it and smash the mirror. Like, that's the world we live in as far as trying to go, like, when they say trying to go viral and the virality. I think that's a word, or they made it up, one or the other. But it's just like, man, I just want to make my own videos. I just want to make my own videos. The people that want to watch, people that want to hang out, the people that are here right now, y'all. Like, I can't thank y'all enough, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. I can't thank y'all enough, because y'all are what make it worth it, to actually make the videos. I'd always ride a motorcycle. Everybody here would ride or do whatever they're passionate about, but to be able to upload, go live, make those videos, make the shorts, make the reels, make whatever other social media is out there, they do that to potentially find their own people, people that, going back to Lucky, when you're talking about the Harley Davidsons, they seem to be, it's a stereotype, and stereotypes, well, guess what? There's a reason why they're stereotypes. It is what it is. They're easy, like Harley Davidson's easy to target. Look at South Park. I don't even watch it, but I know that episode. I know that that the memes and all that stuff, and Harley Davidson's. I'm gonna make a video coming up about I'll get into that later on, but they're absolutely beautiful. They're to say a bike is beautiful, or just that looks amazing and something like that. Like, I love 75% of the way my bike looks. But I can go in a Harley Davidson dealership and look at a Lowrider S or a Road King Special and say I love 100% of that bike. I can look at the Harley, the Fat Boy, and say I love 50% of that bike because of the chrome. But it's just, I kind of lost my train of thought, so I'm gonna move on. But we're that was finding your own, finding your clan, finding your community and stuff like that. So Jen, who would stop by, she had a sports bike. Lucky, you had a sports bike at one point too. Motobomb Virginia had a sports bike. He just sold his, and he has a Harley as well. So that's just one of those things. Like, we're all chasing the same crew. We're chasing the same passion for motorcycles, or just some people, Rascal, that we met along the way, who's restoring a Yamaha. Will be restoring a Yamaha with his son. So there's just, I don't know, it's just a really cool community. Not just my own community, but just motovlogs in general, YouTube aside, people that ride and enjoy motorcycles. But moving on. Road rage. Boom. So this is the video that sparked that controversy. I got a new thing that I wanted to start doing. So I'll see if this is gonna work. I gotta find out why my computer's buffering here. I'll put it on mute, but it was just a conversation. Let's see if it plays. I'm gonna leave it in this. Yeah, see, I'm stuttering. I didn't do this 3 weeks ago. So it's something. Yep, not worth it. Gonna stutter way too much. Far back in my. Moving on. The audio's not stuttering. Well, we'll just leave it like that then. That's a shame. So instead of having the, leave that. Too bad. So I played it last week. I don't know. I don't know why, but instead of just having the thumbnail up, I was to talk about the video real quick. I was gonna actually have it play, and I did it last time. I'll figure it out 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Promise. I'll try. So I do. Right hand, left hand. Okay. So the video here, there's man, I'm like way behind here. Let me hit up some comments real quick. I hate getting behind. My liver would go into shock. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. Maybe next time I have water. Not Gatorade. Probably not Gatorade. Let me see. Put timer on. Timer's back on. Not what I want. I don't know what I'm doing. Turn lights off. I've got toys here. I think we're just gonna leave it like that. Cool. All right, good enough. Yeah, next time maybe it's water. Maybe I don't know. Let's be honest, probably not. Moto Alley. I used to let negative comments bug me. Yeah, and it's kind of well, I'll get to that in a second. But I can bring my wait. I used to let's start over. I used to let negative comments bug me, but I can bring myself down with my own thoughts more than anyone else, and I think of them as their opinion not worth the time of the day. Okay. Should it be worth? Put these things on so I can actually see. I usually just edit with them. Contact lenses. Story on that. But yeah, you're talking about being your own like worst critic. I think that's a good thing too, in a way, because it shows that you care. There's too much. Obviously, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. They say. I don't know. Too much money is a bad thing. I haven't figured that one out yet. But being your own worst critic, I am my own worst critic as well, and I think that that's not a negative. It can be. There's like I don't need to get to. I'm certainly not a therapist, but it just shows that you care. So like me at work, for example, if I make a mistake, nobody has to tell me, and let you know. Obviously, if I made a mistake, I don't know it. Somebody's got to tell me, but nobody has to like give me any form of punishment or what punishment would be at work, because I'm going to be, especially my line of work, if I make a mistake on a call, whether it's for suppression or EMS, then that's going to bother me. And I'll virtually, will say virtually never make that mistake again, because I'll have that episode of that day, right? I'll have that episode in my head where I won't forget it. But yeah, don't let anybody else bother you like that, for sure. Spoke to the eye. Yeah, so he mentions, I've had those really nasty negative comments. I've learned not to waste my time with them and spend my energy on those people that deserve my time. Absolutely, 100%. And I spoke to the eyes. I got another one that channels like I say blown up, like done really really well, and is growing rapidly. So with that new, you're gonna get new people that come in that you don't recognize their name, and they don't recognize you. You know, one of those deals. So they don't know who you are outside of that one video. Doesn't mean that whatever they write, especially if it's really trashy and negative, like there's no point to it. But it really, not to get like on a soapbox, but it really kind of tells you about that person. You know, it's one of those things like, really, you're spending your time to write this like comment, and to bash somebody else or whatever, that decides like you don't even have a profile picture. You don't even have there's no face, you don't make videos, you don't, one of those things. But anyway. And like I said, and I mentioned the two names that I had, like, I usually blur them out. I don't know why I didn't do it this time, but they weren't really that bad. Trust me, they're not that bad. I've read plenty worse, not even on my channel, but on other people's channel. Just in general, especially if you have a topic that's very controversial. Rascal, never let comments drive your emotions. Yeah, thick skin is what you need when dealing with social media platforms. And never let somebody else dictate what you want on your or for your channel. Absolutely. And that's another thing that like, man, that's another thing like with YouTube. And I enjoy people talking about. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably it's an obsession. I'm sure a borderline obsession, but I really enjoy YouTube and hearing people's ideas on like how to grow. Um, thumbnail routine, storytelling, hooks, whatever, pacing, whatever. There's a million things that you could talk about, like how to do better at this or whatever. I listen to it. I enjoy listening to it. I watch people or more listen to people's live stream on people ask them questions about YouTube, and these self-proclaimed gurus or coaches or whatever they want to do, and they're selling their snake oil on how the algorithm works when nobody truly knows. Not one person knows how it works, and I enjoy listening to it. And I might take a piece of it, but I refuse to, like Rascal, like you're saying, like I refuse to be pigeonholed in one making a video one way. There's no doubt that anybody can make a video that, like I said, if I was on a Honda Shadow going 100 miles an hour, and then or taking it to the, well, not the track, that's actually a good thing, take it to the track legally, but to take, go the back roads or whatever straight away and go 100 miles an hour in the Shadow or punch somebody's mirror, like okay, yeah, you got, what kind of like attention did you get out of that? So anyway, all right. I'm at the both ways comment. So we're back to OnlyFans. That came. Yep. And I'm bringing Monster with me. The good kind, the good monster. All right. So we're back. We're back to the OF conversation. That was what was that, like 4 streams ago? It's funny. It always comes back up. It's funny. I'm reading the comments and it actually shows how many people are here, and it was at 11, and I read the OnlyFans drank some Monster, and then it went down to 9. Somebody's like, "Oh man, he went live. What's this about?" Never mind. Oh man, $20. Yeah, TC, I'd be paying people for sure. $20. So it is. They say $20 is $20, right? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So Modi Ali says, "Man, just wait till Firefighter reacts when he gets to this part of the chat." Yeah, I'm catching up. There you go. Harley owners need dependable alternatives. Honda acronym. Yeah, the Hunter Davidson. Somebody said that, and it's just a look. I mean, it's a cruiser look, and that's why I love like the just the cruiser look in general. I always have that. Or I mentioned like the Road King special, like if it was like a touring, or a touring bike. Um, but you have to have justification if you're gonna have a bigger bike like that with the bags and everything like that. I can't just ride to the gym. I would, but yeah, twist my arm. 97 VT 1100, same rumble as a Harley. Yeah. Two wheels and knees in the breeze. That's right. From Ben. All right, I think. Let me see what's next. Let me jump ahead. So this conversation I was just having was from just not my road rage. Just kind of be, stay vigilant, as they say, head on a swivel. There's some comments I wanted to read about it, but it was just a video on the way home. Was it on the way home? I can't remember. Oh, I know it's coming home because I have the same. The next video was Same outfit or something like that. Same outfit, same fit. Go there. So comments. Oh, can I even see these? And I actually left this is the first only here. A pinned comment is one of them. I said I normally don't speak too much at red lights, but patiently waiting for my turn was fitting in this episode. So this is actually like I don't typically talk too much on at red lights because it's not as fun. Plus I'm kind of like looking around. But this video was like, and to read some more comments in reference to it, but it was kind of fitting that it was just about patience, you know, especially patience on two wheels and stuff like that. Like the having road rage, being frustrated while driving a fire truck, and people not getting out of the way. So like you have like traffic here, you're behind, and they will stop instead of getting over or moving over one way or the other. They'll stop right in front of you, and then the next car over will stop. They're stopping to let you go, and they actually end up creating a roadblock, or where I have to like serpentine around them going to a call. And it's just one of those things like that bothers me more than sitting in traffic on a motorcycle. Not air cooled, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just kind of watching behind me, making sure that traffic stops and somebody doesn't rear end somebody behind to rear end me. And then there's obviously positions in the lane to see that coming and to not be smushed in front of the next car. So stay vigilant, right? All right, so going back to it, let's see. Silver Swinger, and I mentioned this because he says he's in Philadelphia and there's a plethora of impatient drivers. They got to be first at the red light. And it's so crazy because I can only imagine, and I think that's what I wrote too. First at the red light, I said, man, I can imagine the traffic heading north. I think of like DC, Baltimore, Philly, Jersey, and like New York and New York City. Like I think about that as far as traffic, like being on the East Coast at least. I'm sure, obviously down south, going to Florida's got some gnarly traffic too, I'm sure. But yeah, it's one of those things like when people are sitting in traffic, how impatient people can be, and especially like you think of rush hour, people are rushing to get to work, or the rush hour in the afternoon, the evening time when people are rushing to get home because they've been working. So it's one of those deals. It's like you really got to pay attention to that because either people are tired, or they're groggy because they're heading to work, or they're tired or groggy because they've been working all day, depending on what trade they're doing, or you know, one of those deals. So you just got to be a little extra careful and not lose your mind. And it's funny that that's what the video was about, and the guy thought differently. So. Oh, I didn't even get into that. Going back real quick, like 30 seconds on this. So, talking to internet, talking to the camera, totally focused and highly skilled though because I'm a firefighter. I have never ever proclaimed myself as the greatest of anything. So that's just one of those things like social media and people thinking, I think it's funny they call it the main character, thinking you're the main character in life or something like that. All right, so this guy Bobby Benson, he's new. I don't recall this name, but he says, I tell new writers always assume everyone's out to kill you. Yep. I think you're supposed to say unalive, but I think that's kind of funny. So just gonna say that right now. That's when people say like, I guess it gets you demonetized or it triggers the algorithm or whatever, and so people start saying unalived. Don't you think that they would change the algorithm to that phrase as well if it means the same thing, but you're trying to tiptoe around it? Anyway, moving on. So he mentions it, and that's exactly it. Just like head on a swivel, all those deals. I don't need to read my comment or my reply on that. Thank you for the insight here in New York City. So going further up north, I noticed the same desperate drivers and basically being in their phones on the highway. So I mentioned here that it's I don't watch people. I know people like peer into other cars and stuff like that. I'm pretty much like focused, and I give people privacy and stuff because I don't want people staring at me while I'm in a vehicle. So I don't stare at other people. And then when you do, kind of like your eyes like linger over, and then you actually see somebody staring at you, and I'm like, huh. But I remember one time, I don't know why I never forgot it, but I was sitting at a stoplight to go left, and I was watching everybody that made the turn to go around me because they were making a turn at a stoplight, their stoplight. And I just happened, like, I was going to look, I looked at everybody that went by, and like 8 out of 10, or dare I say 4 out of 5, my math teacher would be pretty happy. 4 to 5 people that made that turn, lowest common denominator, no big deal, made that turn, stared at me. So I was like, man, I guess everybody like just stares at everybody. But as a rider, when I'm on a motorcycle, I actually peer into people's vehicle because I want to see if they're actually looking at me. Make sense? All right. Let's see. Think of the inside. Okay. Yeah. So Newark. Okay. And TC mentions the modern me first world. Yep. Main character, like I was talking about. So many motorists. Bleh. Let me bring this over. Oh yeah. Now I can see. So many motorists in a rush and uncaring of others. Yeah. Oh well. Let me read the rest. I ride a motorcycle, but I also do thousands of miles on a pedal power two wheel every year and experience a lot of it. I can only imagine on I said I wasn't going to talk during it, but here I am. Okay, moving on. People get there in their metal box and all of a sudden the world revolves around them and nobody else. That's exactly it. And especially being on the bike on the side of the road because they have us, and I don't know if it's the same with you, but they want us to ride in the direction of the flow of traffic. And be careful, man. I don't know if you have like a mirror or something like that, especially if I rode, whether it was for exercise or commute, because we're not allowed to ride on the sidewalk, which is away from the road. And I think that's silly because if there's somebody walking, it's the sidewalks for pedestrians. Guess what? Like, just give them the right of way. If you have to stop and kind of let them pass or walk or whatever, or ride in the grass for a second and go back on the sidewalk, it's so much safer because we go to a lot of calls where and I see it all the time at my new local news app, Wavy TV 10. It'll pop up like bicyclist hit, da 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 da, whatever. But I'd want to go the direction of traffic. I walk in the direction of traffic because I don't trust people as they drift over as they're on their cell phone and then their side mirror clips me while I'm walking on the side of the road. No, thank you. So there's not a sidewalk. I want to see what's coming. So if they're drifting over, I know I can move over and not just trust some stranger that's in their metal box. That's thousands of pounds that's traveling at 35 to 50 miles an hour or whatever, even 25. I'll knock you out. So that's just unfortunate. But oh, and then you mentioned something about where is it? Here on the island is not too bad, but it's getting worse. I said yes. I mentioned your island of immunity is coming to an end, huh? Yeah, everyone sees themselves as the main character. Okay, I did write that. Yeah. Sadly, we're getting further and further away from the common decency that really shows, and social medias are fueling it. Yeah, my own thoughts, of course. All right, so let me catch up to some stuff here. Do some more kung fu lip syncing. So disappointed. So disappointed. Thank you all for putting up for it or with it. Okay, Moto, you talking about they just put a hose clamp to keep it in place? Yeah. Oh, it's going down. If it's true that it'll fit, oh yeah. If it fits, it ships. Oh yeah. Nothing beats that white monster. It's a terrible OnlyFans quote. JB welded, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think, Lucky, I saw you I guess a while ago. Probably the last time you changed the oil. Not a while ago, but 6+ months ago, maybe. Because you have the K&N filter too, I think. That's what I got. Where it actually has attached to it, where you can just take a socket and take if you can't do it by hand, there's a socket built on the oil filter. I got that too. So I could even cut the hole out and leave that there. I might have to do that for real. Gotta be, I was gonna say, could be this one to match the bike, but gotta be the white one. Gotta be. That'd be talk about customizing the bike, making it your own. That's awesome. Yeah, so I might have to do that. I have to check to see if it's the same. It must be. I'm sure it's the same size. Yeah, I might have to do that. Got a moth in here. You see it? Oh, I saw it. Got all the lights out, so now it's just gonna float around. Like, oh man, is that the screenshot for the next? I take a screenshot. It's got to either be the monster or that moth that's right in my face that I'm like looking at, smiling. All right, settle down. Settle down. That's such a mess. I'm actually live outside. Oh man. Oh, that's the other thing. I mentioned up with the monster. Only one good flavor. I mentioned all the stuff trying to get ready for this live. Took a trip. My truck's in shambles. Talked about it before. And kind of looking at maybe entertaining getting a new truck. But there's a sentimental value. It's long. Well, it's a short story, but I could tell it long. I'm not going to right now. I do have an episode on that too. I've talked about it quite a bit. Open book, but I'm hearing I heard a sloshing, and I don't know if my door wasn't closed enough because I just went and cleaned it out, and it was kind of sad because I cleaned like it's a Ford F-150 STX, so it's got four doors, but it's got the two main doors right in the cab, but it's got two smaller doors just for storage. It's not like a back row seating or anything. 2007, and when I opened it up, cleaned everything out, I see like, oh man, good thing there's no smell-o-vision here. But I cleaned everything out, got all Fallon's hair. There's dirt from going to school, that just sediment that she's got on her paws and stuff. So I vacuumed everything out. It's like super clean right now. As far as like vacuuming now, I still have more detailing to do. And I got between the seat, like the backrest, and the seat itself, and I got got all the hair out and everything like that. And I found some Macy hair. That was our dog that passed away in May of last year. So it's a little like a red tannish hair, and then there's some white hair. So actually, I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm not gonna keep it, but I put it in the seat for now, like a weirdo, like a serial killer. I kept my victim's hair. All right, well, Macy girl, gotta catch up. Oh, I'm at push-up bra right now. Push-up bra and an R1. Where would I find such a video? See that we did that last time, so I'm not gonna go that route. I got irritated, man, and I didn't watch it. I don't watch the playback on these. I'll lose my mind. If I watch a playback of this, I probably wouldn't live stream anymore. But it's funny. Yeah, I got to the point where it's like, man, I was irritated about it for some reason. Well, not for some reason. It was just, I don't know. We'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone. So yeah, so you can avoid such inappropriate content, right? Absolutely. TC says, talk about the job. If you make a mistake at work, people could die. If I make a mistake at work, somebody might send a strong worded email. Yeah, comes with the territory. But I'll be honest with you. It's kind of funny. Like, I don't know how well that. I might talk about a job one day because it's actually. I mean, I could talk about it quite a bit, but just like a quick 2 minutes of it. Like when people think about, every year we're going up more and more because the city's growing, and it's the second fastest growing city in the state of Virginia, and we're running 40,000 calls. It's not the most in Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, for example. It's not the most calls for service, but when you think you run 40,000 calls, it's not like you're going to 40,000 structure fires, commercial fires. You're not going to car fires. You're not doing it all the time. We're going to like a toothache at 3 a.m. We're going to what they call failure to thrive, where grandma and grandpa's not eating or something. We're going to somebody that has flu-like symptoms, somebody that's got a sore throat. I mean, when you think about it, I grew up with I watched Cops, Married with Children, and Rescue 911. So we grew up in Sightings. That was a big thing too. Sightings, right? The alien show, Paranormal Activity and stuff. And you saw I remember one episode. It was like a mountain lion mangled this hiker, and then she fell down part of a mountain, and then a person had to like traverse like that was with them had to traverse like whatever it was like 10 miles to get help at a ranger station. And then they had to airlift her. They had to go to her and airlift her. And then she was telling the story. Like, it's kind of what I thought the fire department would be like. But, maybe we might have a squirrel attack, a squirrel bite or something. But there's and it's probably a good thing, And then other thing is I've always treated every call, every 911 call, I've always treated it as, it's they called, it's their emergency. When you look at it, and I'll tell like new people and stuff, your definition of a true emergency and their definition is completely different. You're a product of your environment. I'm at a lower income area. I've been there the whole time. And so seeing an ambulance like to pick your neighbor up or pick a family member up is not really, I won't say it's not a big deal, but it kind of isn't a big deal, especially to see it in your neighborhood. If I saw an ambulance down the street in my neighborhood, I'd be like, oh man, I hope they're okay. Instead of just like, it's a dime a dozen kind of thing. If it's not, this medic number, it's this medic number or this medic number, because if that medic is out of service or on a call, then they send the next closest. So the numbers on the truck don't stay the same, but that ambulance going to that neighborhood or that fire truck or even that police car is all the same. So it's just another day. So there's some tough calls, physically demanding calls, but then there's a lot of like, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're on your, your second or third call after midnight. And then by the time you leave, yeah, you hope you grab a little bit of sleep, but it is what it is. I signed up for it for sure. But that's funny, strong worded email. Nonsense content out there for real. Yeah, Motobomb. For sure, man, for sure. But, and that's one of those things, it's working. If it works for them, I kind of like, and that's why I'd like to kind of take back some of my words, because I always joked that I told my wife, I said, you just give me the controller and make it look like you're playing, and we'll set up an account and you can play Call of Duty. Because I'm telling you, if I was that motovlogger or whatever, and I had my assets pushed up a little bit, maybe you use your advantages where you can, right? That's like the photography world. Moto Alley, you're still here. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I'm sorry. But the photography world, I have the advantage of being in the fire department. So I can get scenes of, the truck riding down the road on an emergency call. We have a privacy act called HIPAA, for example, and not just us. It's imagine it's a federal law, but it's basically the Privacy Act and everything like that. I'm not disclosing somebody's address, but just show the ride and the fire truck going down the side of the road, and have the ability to do that, or the equipment or the ladder, ladder truck and all that other stuff. That's an advantage that I would have as a photographer, for example, videographer. All right, let's see. Being on the media team too. I mean, I'm around it. We're actually opening up a new fire station. It's not new as in like another additional station. It's a rebuild. But the media team's going to be there, setting up a practice session coming up next week, because the internet getting live streamed and everything. But having the ability to learn equipment that I don't have, but what am I saying? Having the ability to kind of gain or garner knowledge, is definitely a benefit. All right. All depends on line of work and then importance. Sometimes it's literally life or death, and others it's just a write up from your supervisor. Yeah, and it comes with the territory. I'm almost caught up. It comes with the territory, so I'm in no way complaining. It is what it is, and it's kind of like one of the benefits to it is it's all I know. I had a lot of small jobs, but they're jobs, not like a career. This is obviously a career. Same as my wife. She's worked. She was actually working at Texas Roadhouse. Awesome burgers, by the way. I'm sure the steak's pretty good. She always gets the steak, but creature habit, like I said. She did that, and then she worked at a few restaurants actually before, and then one little I think a jewelry store in the mall. So her being in the medical field, she's a respiratory therapist. Her doing that for maybe 2 years or so shy of what I've been doing this job, or a year and a half or so, maybe 2. That's all she knows, you know. So it's one of those things like it doesn't affect us because we're just used to it by now. 24-hour shift might seem like daunting, or you know, to a lot of people, especially if they're more active, and pretty much the whole city is active nowadays. We have a couple slow stations, but I'm definitely not there. It's just normal. Everybody has, you all have the same thing in your line of work, whether it may not seem like a big deal, but if somebody else were to do it, just slide in your shoes, you're just used to it. One of those deals. So anyway, moving on. Do it, go to the track. I know Whisker. Ben, you went to the track for sure. That was cool, especially because that's a track that you hang out at and do your announcing over there. All right, it's not that bad. Black Cherry's not that bad. I wore myself down. Yeah, I mentioned. I think I wrote a comment about that. Taking the Honda Shadow to the track, 750. They'd be, by the time I finished, they would already have lined up the next cars or bikes, and they would probably already sent them. I'd be in the slow lane, like I move over to the right within that track lane. Yeah. Yeah, glad you stuck around for it. Yeah, I think OnlyFans is just gonna be. It's probably gonna be a part of every live stream. If I talk about it during the video, people are like, "What? What did you talk about?" Okay, man. Yeah. Moto Alley. If you get to this point, if you do watch the playback, obviously you don't have to. But thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Always nice, like engaging and having a conversation with a good friend. I talk to him a lot on Instagram. He left and came back, but yeah, Motobomb. Yeah, man. I'm on hour 38, so I gotta try to speed it up a little bit here. Let's see. Spoke to Nye's out. I'll watch the rest later. Yeah, you're welcome to, man. Spoke to Nye. If you see this, and I'll say it as a blanket statement, man. Nobody has to watch this. Nobody has to be here. Trust me. Like, I appreciate y'all more than I think y'all realize. It's a lot of fun. So definitely do what you gotta do. It doesn't go unnoticed, especially halfway around the world. NOS energy drinks. That's what I need. Yeah, put that on the I had to get that on a fuel tank. Go quite a bit faster. Then I'll be on the Whiskers, Ben. I'll be on the track. I'm just gonna call you Ben when you're in the live stream. Then I'll be on the track. Get that NOS energy drink. That extra power. Yep. That's awesome. Takes us back to Fast and Furious. All right, where are we at right now? Next video, not again. Okay, so all right. All right, Moto. See you, buddy. Yep. He put out a video I got to check out later on tonight. I'll be up all night. I'll be up all night watching this. Oh, what's up, dude? Dude, I saw let me finish one comment. I watched Honda Grom's race. I promise you they're not that you're not that slow. That's funny. They have those slow races too, which is pretty funny when people do meetups. So Fruity Name Guy, that is when I saw you left a comment a little bit ago. And I don't know if I put you in here. You might be in here actually. Because I think you have two names too. Like might be Cleveland. I'll see in a second. But I laughed when I saw your screen name. That was pretty funny. Let's see. So he does deliveries. So like I actually made my playlist for all my Uber Eats that I used to do. I kind of entertain if I want to do it like just one random one per summer or something like that, and just do a Uber Eats run. Put the bag back on. But I made a playlist for actual Uber Eats. All right, if you're joining late, my lip syncing is way off, and so I'm kind of having issues. But I always have issues. Every live stream, if you watch the first 5 minutes, you'll realize that I think I'm put together, and then by the time I hit record or hit go live, everything's jacked up. All right, here we go. So not again. So this video, to kind of dive into it, move kind of fast. This video was in discussion, or I was discussing the fact that like when you have a topic and you go out for a ride. People that do YouTube videos in the confines of their home, they have the advantage of having a script, having bullet points, hit and stop, looking at some stuff. If we were to to do that, because at one point I had like a cheat sheet that I kind of was sitting on, and it was like the first episode this year. I think it was January maybe or something. I remember it was like super cold, and I grabbed it. I even had it in the video. In this video, episode 125, but I tried to use a cheat sheet and it didn't work out. couldn't get to it, or I was riding, it was just too dangerous. I was like, this is stupid. I could pull over, but I want to ride. The thing about motovlogs is it's a ride for me or for anybody else too. And they're discussing their thought process or a topic, or just shooting a breeze or something. And I don't want to like stop and pull over and think, did I say this? Did I say this? Watch the playback. Like that defeats the whole purpose of going out for a ride. And I think y'all all can pretty much relate to that. I would think so. I'm not opposed to like stopping maybe once, but I don't want to do a topic, pull over, figure it out, do another topic, whatever, or another subtopic within that. I don't want to do that. So the advantage of being at home is you could have everything. You could watch the playback. You can do everything that you need to make it flow right. On a motovlog, what we do here, what most of us do when we ride, it's like you try to think about what you're going to say ahead of time, and you're trying to hit all the points. But with traffic and focusing on the road, because first and foremost, and say his name, fruity name guy, first and foremost comes to the ride. Secondary is like there's that off again. Secondary is the for example, either the filming, or in your mindset would be like delivering the food or whatever. There's no amount of money that's worth, well, I won't say no amount of money, but if you're going for a $15 order, there's no reason to risk trying to like make an illegal turn and getting a ticket or getting hit by a car or something like that. So quick tangent on that. But it's just, I forget, and it drives me crazy. Like I'll forget like something I really want to say, and I don't script my videos for the most part. Like I just kind of come up with a topic. I might write a paragraph, because when I get my ideas, I write them in my phone, and then I kind of like leave them alone for a while, because I write down all my ideas so I don't forget them, and then a little bit about what I want to talk about, and if there's any like key things I want to say or some stats or whatever, which I typically don't necessarily do, because I don't like rehearse it. I think there was like one video that I had to like. Oh man, this thing. Yeah. Turn on another light around here. Jeez. Anyway. Uh oh, I'm off. This is just something. But where was I? It took my thought right out of it. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the chemicals in the monster. Oh my gosh. That was, anyway, get back on track. Let's have a little break. Such a mess. 3 weeks. I'll be better in 3 weeks, I promise. I have like a bug zapper. It'll just be zapping moths and stuff like that. Golly, man. Anyway, whatever. So I forget it. Drives me crazy. And it's like, the good thing is like the glass half full is maybe that's something like a part 2. You might be able to something you missed. You might be able to dive into it a little bit better. Talked about watching these gurus or these coaches and stuff, and they always say like, like you're keep talking about like, there's a couple words now that they've overdone so much that they've ruined it. Authenticity, niche, like it's those words like content creator, YouTuber, they bother me, because like just the way that they're used, or overdone, so they've ruined it. But that like dive into that to your topic and dive into it, one of those things that you can make a couple videos off. So that being said, you're able to make a different video if there's something that you missed. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I wish I could play the video, but I'm not going to. Next. So comments, I'll go through these pretty quick. English Steve, another one from over across the pond. Let me bring this over. Boop. Little sound effect there. He mentions, I call my brain scatterings the charm of the channel, and I can relate to getting into the editing stage, only to discover that I've forgotten to mention many of the points I want to discuss. Normally, a very loud Homer Simpson, "Doh," gotta do that, "Doh," can be heard from across the apartment. Absolutely. So I get it. This guy, Forrest Winslow, actually used to work. He's retired now. It's so cool seeing him. He's popped up a couple times in a channel. but he was a lieutenant and he retired, so it was awesome hearing him. But it was funny he caught this because I'll read it. He said, "Love how instinctively you turn to look at the blue top hydrant." Those of you who don't know, well, I'll just keep going. I'm sure it's subconscious, but it's he said it's ironic to me. Proof that you can't take the firefighter out of the fire station, but you can. What I'm saying, you can take the firefighter out of the fire station. Can it read? But you can't take the fire training out of the firefighter. So he was a part of when I was in the academy, and I mentioned it there. But he was a part of. It's awesome hearing from him. He was at the hospital while I was doing clinical, so you trying to get your patient contact and stuff like that. Actually seeing patients for the first time, so it was pretty cool from the very get go. But it's funny because it's just a thing. Like I'll walk into, and I think I left a comment, but I'll look at like fire panels or Knox boxes of like buildings and stuff, and it could be like considered area familiarization, but it's also in different cities. A Knox box, KNOX, which I talked about in a video. It's just in my head. But when I was going to the beach at night, taking a ride to Virginia Beach, and it's basically like we have a key to the city. Essentially, we have a key on the fire truck and ambulance. Pretty much all the well, not all the trucks, but a lot of the main trucks that you see going to calls. That key unlocks a metal box in that building, commercial and residential as well. Now you unlock it, and it's a key to that actual business. So we can get into like your Target or Walmart. Now that Walmart's not 24 hours around here, we can gain access to make sure that there's whatever alarm's going off, and we can reset or check for if there's any actual issue with the building itself. So hydrants, the same thing. Your hydrants, if you've ever wondered why, probably not, but if you ever wonder why your hydrants are painted different colors, not the barrel, but the top, they call it the bonnet. So like for our city, they're color coded for gallons per minute, how many gallons per minute you'd get. So we have red, yellow, green, and blue. Yellow can also be orange. If you're colorblind, well, good luck. But essentially, here's some fire training for you. The red hydrants, your red top, basically the bonnet of it is $4.99 and below. So that's like your worst hydrants. You're gonna get less than 500 gallons of water a minute. So it might be 200. It might be $4.99. So then the yellow and orange, those of you want to know, is that's at 500 to $9.99, 1,000 to $14.99 is gonna be your green, and then your blue is gonna be considered your best hydrant, 1,500 and above. So plenty of water. Work for Crown, which is as a new one as well. I suppose this would be a takeaway from the purity of the motorcycle ride commentary, but as a viewer, it wouldn't bother me if you had just dubbed the audio. So I've done some stuff where I've included the voiceovers in the beginning, especially the beginning, because I want to develop some of my videos. I want to have more, depending on how the video starts or what the video is. I want to have a conversation in post, kind of set up the video. Just depends on the video. And then you can safely ride and focus on riding. And I had one episode where I actually did that because I really wanted to get my I wanted to articulate my thought process and say it was actually a pretty serious video where I wanted to say exactly what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. So I wrote a script out and I read it, and I wasn't a fan, but it was just one of those things I needed to do for that particular video. But I like, no knock on anybody if they do it differently, but I enjoy my own videos like in the moment. And there's some stuff that I'll have, like the words will like come from the bottom and shoot up, and then they'll either joke myself or it's more context of what I'm context of what I'm trying to say. Or if it comes across could be taken two different ways, then maybe I clarify it, right? Give it further context. But other than that, I like in the moment. Plus, if you take away your audio or what you're talking about, but then you leave out and you just have the voice, but then you leave out the sound of the motorcycle. And to me, like the motovlog, and I know I've added the Insta360 as a second camera, but the motovlog itself is it's shot in first person, typically first person view. And I think it's pretty neat. There's got now Paul that makes it videos. Paul's Motors In, who which I've talked about before on the channel plenty of times, but he rides for a reason, and or films for a reason, I should say. And and you can ask him. He can tell you why he's left it in a comment. So I don't think it's some secret or anything like that. But it's also one of those things like I made a video like why we watch motovlogs, 7 reasons why we watch motovlogs, and Moto Alley did I sent that one for him to do a review on his channel. He's actually Moto Alley's actually doing reviews on, not reviews, I'm sorry, but he's commentary. Like he'll play your video. TC's done it. I've done it, and South Oz Moto's done it. I'm pretty sure that's the 3 he's done so far, but he's taking, request or whatever. If you tell him which one it is, he'll react to it. Commentary reaction, yeah, reactions to it. So that was the one video, and I was like, why we watch it. And it's like, if you want to review the bike, or you want to watch somebody, like you're interested in getting a motorcycle, you're interested in hearing about the MSF course, you're interested in a Honda Davidson, a particular bike itself. Well, that's one of the reasons why we watch it. Or if it's because somebody's not able to ride, physically not able to ride, they're too young, they're not able to ride because they can't have a license yet or something like that. So there's a plethora of reasons why. But I like the first person. I like the in the moment where you can kind of react to things and stuff like that. So I particularly like all at the same time. There you are, Cleveland. Yep. So this is yeah, I knew you were here. So the Cleveland 1987. He says, I'm the same way in my videos. I started doing DoorDash on my motorcycle, and I'm trying to get comfortable talking to myself. Yeah, and making it feel natural. So the same thing here with like live streams. First of all, like I said, riding first, filming. The recording's always going to be there, even if you don't talk. And if that's something that you're figuring it out now. You've made a few videos already on it, but it just takes practice, and it is what it is. Like the same thing as like me being in front of the camera and in front of the lens instead of behind the lens. I'm infinitely more comfortable behind the lens, riding a motorcycle at 65 miles an hour on the interstate, 60 miles an hour, whatever. Cars whizzing by because 60 is slow for them, too slow for them. But filming and talking and having a conversation, while I couldn't have done that, obviously, when I started out riding. I wouldn't have wanted to have done it. So part of me wishes I recorded way back when, but at the same time, it's like, knock on wood, I have not been in an accident on a motorcycle. But I don't know if that would have happened if I would have been too focused on making YouTube content. Then maybe that would have been an issue. So I'm in much better place now to actually be able to record. And live streams, not so much. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress here. Okay. Yeah, so just be careful. Moving on. 9:54. Try to knock this out. So this is a cool video. I thought it was cool. It did terrible on the channel as far as views, but my view of success on YouTube and YouTube's version of success or somebody else's version of success are two different things. Completely two different things. This right here was a really fun video to make. It was actually to make this thumbnail. I actually filmed the process to make the thumbnail. And it's, those of you probably know, or some of you may know, I'm in the process of branching off to another YouTube channel because it clearly, I mean, this one is the metrics alone. It won't work on this channel. And I don't want to think, same thing as my lives. I don't ever want anybody to think that they have to be there or that it's going to hurt my feelings or something. Like, I don't have feelings. I lost them. I had 2 feelings in the fire department. My captain, now my battalion chief, took one. Yeah, I said he took one, and I lost the other one. So I have no feelings whatsoever. Trust me, I am perfectly fine with what I have. I used to stream to nobody, and I have one stream on the channel that's still saved. I think it's like 5.5 hours of me editing, and then at some point I just went on, took a left turn and started cruising the internet on a Harley Davidson website, and I started talking about Harley Davidsons and stuff, and in a good way. And I left it up. I'm still up on the channel. I think one person might have popped in. One of my buddies might have popped in for like 5 minutes, had a quick 2, 3, 4, 5 minute conversation, and they dipped. So I'm good. And that's kind of like how I treat the 30-minute videos whenever I do that. I'm just gonna pop in, and it may be announced 30 minutes ahead, or I may just hit like an impromptu live and then just go live and be working on something. And I'm perfectly fine. You guys, I'll say it again. I will always say it. I am like blown away that people actually want to spend time on the world of YouTube and have a conversation like this. So I appreciate it very much. This right here, I won't say I'm gonna make it a secret channel, because I will reference kind of both channels. That there'll be a time where I go ride as a motovlog to go film or something for the other channel, and then whether I ride back with a motovlog, or I ride back with that channel while I'm on the bike still, which technically is a motovlog, but it's in reference to the filming that I did, or the video photo shoot or something or whatever, learning photography, videography, and all that. It just is not. It doesn't fit on this channel. It would be nice if there was like playlists like you could subscribe to, so people wouldn't see this part, for example. But YouTube doesn't work that way, so that's why I'm just going to go into a different branch. But this was a lot of fun. This was basically just the process of filming. How much time it took to set up was quite a bit, but I honestly I love like every second of it. It was kind of nerve wracking because people were around. If you watch the video in the very beginning, like or not very beginning, when I arrived to the and I've been doing chapters on my videos now, so people can jump around, and I've noticed it spikes and stuff, so it's kind of a good thing if people want to get to the shoot or the final result and stuff like that. So it's neat. It's cool to see. I'm a big numbers guy and see analytics and stuff like that. But as I come around to the back of the shopping center, which I thought was gonna be desolate, barren, a forsaken land, it was quite the obvious. So I guess there's some, I don't know if it's like the kids gym or something, which I think is like gymnastics or something. I don't even know. But basically it was like a bunch of parents picking up their kids. And I guess they all come out the back. Well, anyway, there's a bunch of people there. So I started filming and setting everything up, talking to myself, had the lav mic on, my 360 going, the Nikon was in play, the motorcycle was in play, obviously, and then my GoPro with my helmet on that I was talking. So let me read some comments here, and then I'll get into the comments on the video, and then I'll wrap it up real quick. Jim Reynolds, I don't know, and that might be a secondary name because I don't recall. I vaguely recall that. I don't know if it's not from Alive, but welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And now, Fruity, I'm always gonna say your full name, Fruity Name Guy, aka the Cleveland 1987. Don't ever apologize for being late. There's, like I said, well, I just went on a rant. No, I appreciate that you're here. Yeah, catching me live, but I'm really am I live? I'm kind of like in the past with the lip syncing going on here. You just freestyle stuff? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Motorcycle riding first, everything else second. Fall like is your friend, bullet points on your, oh yeah, phone mounted on your bars so you can't forget. So that's actually a really good idea. Whiskers, Ben. Excuse me, Ben. I said I was gonna call you Ben. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Visiting. Thanks for visiting. Ben, that last comment. I won't read it out loud. No, that's really cool. I appreciate that. And likewise, because I know you like, I've heard you I've heard you talk to a couple cars before. It's funny, like I said, I'll have you on the side over here. You're traveling one of your videos. I'll be editing, and then I'll hear you say something, and I go back to it, and somebody's being stupid. So it's funny, even though you're not mic'd up, I can hear you through the camera, through the audio. So I have a quad lock, the dampener. I don't have the one that charges. That's a cool one, especially for a long trip. But I've got the quad lock and the dampener, which you need, otherwise it messes up your camera, your actual camera, your stabilizer in your camera, or has a good potential with all the vibrations. But the thing looks huge, man, and I wish I would pull it up, but I can't. It's on one of my old, or pretty much all, probably my Uber Eats videos. but it looks huge. And I took a ride to Suffolk and went downtown Suffolk with some friends from work. We went to dinner, and I had it looked terrible. Excuse me. I had the quad lock and my phone. The camera's huge, right? Or the phone's huge, right? Oh, there's quad lock. Yep, see, quad lock. The phone's huge. So you got this big old like rectangle here, and then I had this like smaller, skinnier rectangle here, my 360 on the handlebars, and it just the aesthetics, I don't know. I didn't like the way it looked at all. And I know that's kind of maybe being a little snobbish, but to me it was like an eyesore. Like I just I like to have a clean look on the bars or whatever. So the 360 is not so bad, but I don't like raise it up or anything like that on the stick, the selfie stick or whatever they call it, the pole. If Moto Alley was here and he heard me say that, he would say something about OnlyFans probably. Mention the pole. All right. I don't need subtitles. Yeah, no, it's a good idea. I think one time, I know one time. So I had a piece of paper with me that I folded vertical, right? Because there was a lot of writing. I did front and back, and I even showed that piece of paper in the last video, or 2 videos ago, about the one where I was talking about forgetting. Well, this video right here, but not this video. There you go. This video. I was forgetting. I had a flashback of the actual video where I had the piece of paper. But the problem with that is, like I said, I was starting to concentrate on that. I wasn't coming to a complete stop while I was trying to read, and I was becoming a problem. So, but I did carry my phone one time, like right in front of me on the tank. There's the thing is actually magnetic, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't trust it on near the side of the fuel tank itself, but I also don't want scratches and all that stuff. So my buddy was telling me about like a little tiny dry eraser board, like something small that you wouldn't see within my field of view for the GoPro. Even with the super wide, doesn't go low enough where I could see it. But I just don't want to. I don't want to have the ability to take my eyes off the road for the most part, especially like looking down and not even having really any peripheral to rely on. If you go, so fruity name guy, if you go to customization of your channel in the YouTube studio, go there. You should find it there. Let's see, wrong screen. All right, let's go over this real quick. Boom. Restless Mule. OG. Every time I take a picture, so there's the comment about the video. Every time I take a picture of any kind, Austin Powers pops into my head saying, yes, yes, no, no. I didn't even know you're capable of being close to a 7-Eleven without buying Monster. Well, I went to 7-Eleven today, or was near it, and I bought Monster. So, yeah. There's so much to learn about photography. I'm going to try to blow through this real quick. No OnlyFans talk. Moto Alley. I mentioned about love those movies. Oh, Austin Powers, love those movies. Motorbomb, Virginia, 1345. That's hard for me to do as well. Ignoring peeps when they come around. Okay. So that's like one of the things like practice I was talking about. I did another. I'm trying to be more intentional about if I can. I'm trying to be more intentional about making my thumbnails. So one of the things I did is I just kind of like tune out the world. Try my best to, like, if people are around, I just try to tune them out and not let my guard down, and probably not the best way that I'm doing it, because I'm inadvertently letting my guard down a little bit, but I'm not necessarily a bad area, even though I get it. Something bad can happen no matter what, especially nowadays. But I've gotten pretty good about just ignoring, and I've got to get better at it if I want to do my other channel where I'm walking around with a camera and filming and videoing and more public scene. Whereas you're on a motorcycle, worst thing they're going to see is me riding around with a camera, a GoPro, and then I talk with my hands a lot. Not at intersections anymore. Gotten better. There you go. Are you brothers from another mother? Yeah. So American Outlaw, or AKA Rascal. So yes, yes, yep. We are the same. We could talk to that brick wall. Moto Alley. read a little bit of this. He mentions, oh, we finally get to see the Nikon at work. He said, hell yeah, man, lots of inspiration. One thing I learned so far is there's no wrong way of doing it. Absolutely. And I can tie it into to anybody's motovlogs, anybody's videos. This is what you make it. It's your channel. Do what you want, right? It's so easy to get caught in the noise and YouTube channels are a dime a dozen. I gotta look at the numbers, but I think it was like every minute 500 hours are uploaded, and then something every day 20 million videos are uploaded between shorts and videos and stuff like that. That's insane, absolutely insane. So if you're worried about views, if you're worried about your channel, your growth, you're not getting enough hateful comments because you're not growing enough, tie it all together, baby. You just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. I've been doing this October next month. It'll be 3 years. 3 years I've been uploading videos between the channel is, I think 2011, 2010 or something like that. But 3 years I started uploading videos, making them public, and random Call of Duty videos I made public. And then I was doing Call of Duty videos, like montages and stuff like that, just kind of joking around for like 6 months or whatever in between doing motovlogs. And 3 years October would just be motovlogs since I started episode 1. I'm not monetized. Honestly, I'm not close. I'm going backwards at this point. And next month I lose 400 hours. Is what it is. I lose 400 hours because I had a video last year that did really well. My last video, which I talked about, was a failure as far as YouTube's statistics. There you go. I got to slow down to say that word, otherwise I'll mess that. I'll butcher it. It was a failure as far as that, but it was such a positive. First of all, y'all watched it, commented, did what y'all did, and we had a conversation, which I'm reading some of them now. Awesome, love it, absolutely. Can't lose from that. Cannot lose from that at all. Huge win. I gained some more confidence with the camera. I forgot to hit record on the 360, so I'm gonna get better at that. And it's because I was talking. I got the lav mic. Didn't sound great, but I'm working on that. So there's so many things, like I'm stacking these different bricks as far as experience and stuff like that. So one of the reasons I have the bricks behind here, right here, is kind of a symbolic. This is my channel. I'm building bricks. I'm stacking bricks. The same thing as y'all are doing. Repetition. Bodabomb, Virginia. You talk about you're new to Premiere Pro. You're gonna learn it. You had a video. I've got a couple of videos saved that I'm just gonna. I think they're like 5-10 hours. I think you were looking at one that was like 10 hours. I've got that one saved. I've been messing with Premiere Pro for a long time now. I've been making videos for a while. As far as YouTube standards, YouTube channels are concerned, definitely been making it for a while because people quit after a couple uploads and they realize, or after 6 months, or after whatever. 126 episodes numbered. That's not even the ones that aren't numbered. I have a couple there that the shorts I make, the reels I do, the things I mess with on Instagram. It's not to toot my own horn. It's to show that I'm doing this because I enjoy it. And I think that's a lost in translation, is the fact that why we start YouTube. And I think that I mentioned, like, I would love to do this. I mentioned before, I'm not gonna get into it, but this, my goal, Project 2034, when I'm eligible to retire, like full retirement. I'll be 50 years old, and I will have done the fire department for 29 years. And I don't want to punch a time clock. I would absolutely love to do YouTube, whether it's motovlogs, combination of motovlogs, combination of the studio channel, combination of potentially gaming, this BSing or whatever, and make a little scratch out of that. I don't need much, but to be able to do that would be amazing. Just to create and have that environment and have that community and have just, I don't know. It's just I can't say enough good things about it. Can't say enough good things about the people that have been here, the people that have been on the channel. So when somebody says, "Oh, you've been doing YouTube," like, how many subscribers do you have? How many? This look at your video count, and this one has 300. This one has 100. This one has 1,000. This one has 79. It's like, oh man, a 10 of 10, or it's actually a 9 of 10, a 9 out of 10. Man, that sucks, huh? No, it doesn't. I learned so much in that video. I got to speak my mind. I got to make that time capsule that 20 years from now, that I can watch that video and be like, oh man, this is where it all started, for the most part. Or this is where I branched off. This was the last video I made before I started the studio channel. I've got the channel, I haven't uploaded anything. So just have fun with it. That's it. You could be, I enjoy all y'all's videos because like was referenced here, and I appreciate the comment because y'all watching. Anybody can write a Haunted Shadow. Anybody can make a YouTube video. Anybody can make a motovlog. I watch y'all because of y'all and kind of this similar comment, and I appreciate that very much. I do, honestly. And that's what makes like this community, and I'm not saying my community necessarily, but the community of motovlogs like so unique as opposed to some other categories or niches, as I always say. So have fun with it. 20 million videos. You could be the best, arguably the best. This hype thing, I can't get on board of that. This hype thing that I kind of hope they get rid of it. Like you can give, I don't even know how much, you get a certain amount of hype points that you can distribute weekly or something like that. I just don't, to me it's like a popularity contest, which I guess is YouTube anyway, so I can't get on board with that. But that's what I mean. You could be the best. You get all these hype points, everybody, you know, praises you and all that other stuff. You are 1 out of 20 million. 1 out of 20 million. The odds of, now I know there's different categories and stuff, so motovlogs might be whatever. Who knows? I don't even know. 75,000, whatever. 75,000 videos and you're 1 or you're 4 that month. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. If you don't enjoy doing it, you're just you're gonna pull your hair out, what hair you have left, whatever. You know, and it's just, unless you have a push-up bra, good luck. It's awesome. All right, next comment. Rascal. Oh, I saw that. TC. Putting my Microsoft Paint editing job to shame. That's awesome. Hey man, that's another one that made me laugh. Let's go. I've seen still images of people looking like, well, oh shoot, I've seen still images. I deleted it too. I didn't delete it. Sorry. I've seen still images like this. go quote unquote viral. Can't get it. Well, anyway, that's me. As a joke. I've seen that go viral or whatever, or get, you know, whatever. I don't know what viral is anymore. What how many views you need for that to constitute as going viral? But I've seen that do it, and I've seen people that like Mr. Beast or whatever that probably pay thousands of dollars per thumbnail and have like 3 thumbnails being tested and stuff like that. I post 1 thumbnail and I let it ride. I don't go back and change my thumbnails because that's where I was. And I've already talked about that. That's growth to me. That's what I want to see. I want to see where I was 3 years ago versus today. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll end it. Quad lock. Lucky. Making this videos because you want to. You're doing this for the right reasons. Absolutely. As long as you, I gotta move this one so I can read it. As long as you are having fun with it. The stupid heart gets in the way. As long as you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. That's it. That's it. Otherwise, you will lose your mind. You'll get frustrated. Who are you going to complain to? I thought that the other day. I was like, who are you going to complain to? The algorithm? What's the algorithm? Dang, I didn't even get into this. This is maybe next time. OBS StreamYard. It's getting kind of late. I've already gone past my 2-hour window. Next time. Episode 127. So this is the last thing I want to talk about as we'll go over this. It'll be good. We'll talk about StreamYard next time. I gotta take my dog for a oh. Shit. All right. So we'll finish it. We'll finish strong here. Sneak peek for Thursday. Every time I go live on this Wednesday, I usually talk about, as you can see, 3 episodes because I post once a week. I think I've not missed an upload this year. I don't think I have. And I think I have a couple uploads. If I did, I had a couple uploads in a week that would make up for that. So I was on pace for 52 plus or whatever for the year. Episode 124, 125, 126 conversation that always stays the same. Video comments, and then I always have a sneak peek to tomorrow, Thursday, being my normal upload at 8 p.m. However, I have 0 footage, 0 rides, nothing. This might be my break. I don't know. So I actually don't have an upload planned. So I don't know if I have one Thursday. I won't release one Friday because it's just Thursdays. So let me. I got real quick. So I don't know if I release one, then I will have filmed tomorrow. I rode, filmed, edited. I have a topic. I have plenty of topics. There's actually a guy that I've never spoken with before. And he actually mentioned a topic that would be interesting. He thought that it would be interesting for me to discuss, and it is absolutely interesting to discuss. So I think I think I even made the comment. It was an older video that he watched, and he left it. Otherwise, I would have put it on one of these comments. But basically, you're gonna see that. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna make that. If I film it tomorrow, if I make it, if I don't finish it in time, then I'll just save it for next Thursday, and we'll just run with it. Maybe I'll do some editing, a quick 30-minute live test or something. I don't know. I need to get better at this for sure, and get my. I'll always be small. That's what I do. I just put me in the corner. Should be smaller than this. Put me in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner but me, apparently. If my audio is out, my lights aren't right. I don't know. I see noise all around. Anyway, let's just end it here. I won't even say put a bow on it because this has been, other than y'all visiting, this has been interesting, I guess. This has been interesting. Thank you all for being here. I can't say enough good things about it. I really enjoy this. It's nerve-wracking. I still get nervous. Today was the least amount of nervousness I was in front of the camera. I guess the least amount, but it still was a rush as far as trying to get everything squared away. I don't think I went into that. I think I got standing water in my truck inside the frame somewhere, so that's going to be good. I'm going to deal with that tomorrow. That's what I was talking about when I went to 7-Eleven. I was going to say that it rained. I don't even know how far I got in that conversation. So there's a lot that got me to this point, and then I didn't even get the lights right. I was going to do some stuff. But you know what? That's the perfection of being imperfect. Imperfections. The perfection of perfection. Yeah. Probably a quote right there. So I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's enjoying their ride. Like when I say enjoy the ride, that's y'all's ride, not the ride I'm showing in front of you as far as the video. But y'all stay safe. Look forward to plenty of your videos over the coming 3 weeks, since this is maybe the only time I do go live. And enjoy the rest of your week. It's Wednesday. It's now Thursday to some people, and getting closer to that weekend. Hopefully, Lucky, I know you're on the East Coast too. And then Motorbomb, Virginia, hopefully y'all didn't get too much rain where you have any damage with the wind or anything like that. We just lost a tree limb, and we will rebuild. We will recover. A couple lawn furniture fell over, but we got it. So thank you all very much. I'm gonna end it there. Put myself out of misery. Put y'all out of misery too. But all right, that's it. I'm out.